Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Let us see the next phylum after the phylum Porifera, which is the phylum Coelenterata and the phylum Ctenophora. Initially, these two phyla used to be combined together under Coelenterata until sometime recently when they were, separated. So that's why if you still read some textbooks till date, you will see only Coelenterata, not Ctenophora. All right. So the Coelenterata got their name coelenterate from the fact that they possess what is called a coelentron. And that coelentron is actually a gastrovascular cavity. That's the coelentron. So they have a true cavity, a true gastrovascular, a true cavity for both gaseous exchange, and they also are they're also called Cnidarians because they possess what is called cnidoblasts. Let me bring this down here. They possess what is called cnidoblasts. Okay, cnidoblasts is the immature form of that cell because the cell will now mature to become cnidocyte. Okay, another name for the cnidoblast or cnidocyte, they are basically stinging cells. They are stinging cells and they are primarily used for capturing their prey. They are primarily used for capturing their prey and they are attached to the tentacle of the organism. Okay, another name for it is the nematocyte. So nematocyte is different from nematocyst. Nematocyst, by the time I draw, now let me draw the structure of the nematocyst, okay? The cnidoblast, so that you are going to see the difference. Okay, so see this. It looks something like this. Okay, so this is the uncoiled stinging cell. Okay, this is the uncoiled stinging cell. Then the moment you touch, there's a structure on there, cilia-like structures on it, that when touched, they are called cnidocils. Now, which when touched, they will stimulate the uncoiling of this thing. These are the coiled cells, sorry. These are the coiled stinging cells. So by the time you touch the cnidocils or the cnidocils comes in contact with something, there will be uncoiling of this thing, and then it will, pour out bring out a sting to sting that organism that has touched it, or and of course inject the poison, primarily just sting the organism. Is that clear? So it has a nucleus here. Has a nucleus. So now this structure here that covers this uncoiled, this coiled stinging cell is what you call the nematocyst. Cyst that is covering, right? Nematocyst that is covering the nematocytes. Okay. Now, so they are usually marine, except Hydra. So only Hydra is in this group that is freshwater form. And it's the freshwater form, that is Hydra. Then it exists in the tissue level of organization and is diploblastic. Okay, when I ran us through the base of classification, I already mentioned this. So cnidoblast is present for stinging cell, for capturing of prey, for feeding or capturing of prey. Okay, then they exhibit both extracellular and intracellular digestion, and the body wall or skeleton is made of calcium carbonate. So just like the body wall of the poriferans is made of spicules and spongin fibers, this one is made of CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Okay, then two body forms exist, which are the medusoid and the polyploid. So the medusoid form is the one that looks like an umbrella-like shape. So this is the medusoid form, and This is the polyform, okay? Now this is the polyform here rather. I'm going to be drawing a typical hydra. Okay, so it is attached to substrate. So this, a hydra is attached to a substrate. Why? Because they can either be, there are two forms, they can either be sessile, solitary. Solitary means living, staying alone, or exist in colonies, okay, or colonial. Then they can also be sessile, meaning that they don't move, or free swimming. So a free swimming, an example of one that is free swimming will be jellyfish. Jellyfish is free swimming, but an example of one that is sessile is sea anemone. An example of one that is solitary is hydra. Okay, it is no jellyfish is jellyfish rather. Jellyfish is solitary. That is, it stays alone. It lives alone. I hope that it's solitary means alone, being alone. Okay, while the colonial ones are the lobelia, the physalia, etc. So those ones are colonial. This jellyfish is solitary, solitary and sessile. Actually, sessile. Jellyfish is also hydra rather is also sessile. Hydra is sessile. So sea anemone is sessile. Jellyfish is solitary but free swimming. Sea anemone and hydra are sessile. Okay, so it means they don't move around. That's meaning of sessile. They are non-motile, while the motile forms are jellyfish. Okay, so you can see this guy now. The hydra is attached to a substrate, so it's not moving. But how does it capture prey? And that's why it is what's it called? It is radially symmetrical because the body form is oriented such that it can capture food from any angle. Exactly. So it has tentacles all about its body like this. Tentacles, tentacles. So this tentacle is anchored on the mouth portion. So this is the mouth. This is the mouth. And the mouth is sitting on a hypostome. Hypostome. The word stoma, I've already told you, refers to what? Mouth. That is mouth on, that is underneath the mouth. Hypo means under. Then stoma, mouth. Okay? So then this place will be the gut, will be the coelenteron. That is the gastrovascular cavity. Then this will be the substrate on which it is anchored. Now, this will be the tentacle. These guys that are coming out here are going to be the tentacles. Now, it uses the tentacles for three basic things. Number one is defense. So you use DAC to remember defense. For defense. For anchorage. And for capturing of prey. Capture of prey. So these are the three things that the tentacles are used for. So it is on these tentacles, it is these tentacles that bear, the tentacles bear the this is the nidoblast, exactly, nidocyte. This is a nidocyte. So it's a nidocyte. So it is the tentacles that bear the nidocyte. So then you now have these nidocells on it. And as I said that when it touches something, then it uncoils that stinging cell and then it stings the prey. And you see, so I said the nidocytes are born on it, right? They are born on the tentacles. Okay. So those are the two body forms. Now, you see there's something particular about these body forms. Now there's a phenomenon they exhibit that is known as metagenesis. And that is one of the unique characteristics that you see with these guys. Metagenesis. Now, what is metagenesis? Metagenesis is alternation of generation in animals. Okay? And it's seen in these guys because what they do is that there are some that exist as only medusoid form, and there are some that exist in only the polyploid form. So, for example, this hydra exists as only a polyp, okay? And jellyfish exists as only a medusa in its lifetime, okay? Does not change its body form. Then hydra too does not change its body form from polyp. But you now see some like the obelia, examples like obelia that I gave the other time, and physalia, they exhibit alternation of generation. I said metagenesis is what? Alternation of generation. Okay? Now, what will happen is that they will be, half of their life will be, they will exist as a medusa, and half of their life they exist as a polyp. Okay? So the polyp will give rise to the medusa by asexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. Then the medusa will give rise to the polyp by sexual reproduction. Don't misplace that. Medusa gives rise to polyp by sexual reproduction, and the polyp becomes medusa by asexual reproduction. So, and I said they are mostly marine except for hydra. Okay, I've mentioned that before. So that is that on nidoblasts. Now let's Cnidarians. So let's see the ctenophores, the ctenophorans. Now, the ctenophores. Now, the ctenophorans are also called sea walnuts or comb jellies. Okay, and that's because they have ciliated comb plates, external rows of ciliated comb plates that looks like comb, actually, the extensions of a comb, and they have a general body form that looks something like this. Okay, so they now have 8 external rows. So I'm going to draw only on one side, you see 4. So on the other side, you see another 4. So these are the ciliated comb plates. The comb plates have cilia, so which means that it will be used for what? Locomotion as well. Then this thing also has stinging cells. It also has stinging cells. Okay, it uses it to move these tentacles, but it also has these 2 tentacles, but it also has stinging cells. All right. Now it is exclusively marine. There is no freshwater form, okay? And there are majorly 2 examples, which are the Pleurobrachia and the Ctenophora. Okay, so these are the major 2 examples. Then they exhibit their unique characteristic is bioluminescence. They can emit light. Okay, they're able to emit light. Bioluminescence is bio, that is life, luminescence, that is shining like light, right? So that is a phenomenon where a living organism emits light. So they exhibit bioluminescence, and they are hermaphrodite, but only show what? Sexual reproduction. So they opt for only sexual reproduction, even though they are hermaphrodite. And their development is also indirect, like these guys too. They have indirect development. So especially when they are going from when the medusa wants to give rise to the polyp by sexual reproduction, there is indirect development. There is indirect development. These guys also exhibit indirect development. Okay, so and this one is exclusively marine. This one, there is marine form and there is freshwater form. So they also have stinging cells that are used for capturing of prey. So that will be it for this video. Do well to subscribe to the channel. We're going to see the next class, which will be phylum, which will be platyhelminths in the next video. God bless you.